Hi and welcome to Vintage Doll Collector. Today I want to show you several more dolls from around the world that have crossed my path since my last travel dolls video. These dolls are often called national costume dolls or regional dress dolls. This pretty hard plastic girl was made in England by Pedigree, but is dressed in the folk costume of Leksand in the Dalarna province of Sweden. The dolls were probably sold nude and dressed by a Swedish company. This one is 12 inches tall, but she was also made in a 7-inch size and possibly other sizes, and there was a matching boy doll as well. She's probably from the late 50s or early 60s. These are Polish wooden dolls. They were sold dressed in a wide variety of outfits, some of which are regional or ethnic costumes, some are storybook characters like the Little Red Riding Hood here, and others are just in cute children's clothing. They have big flat feet so they can stand by themselves. You can see the label on the bottom of this doll's foot. The boy in lederhosen has the label on top of his foot. Some of the girl dolls have this nice curly hairstyle. Here's a totally different kind of Polish doll. I think he's made of some kind of clay or composition. What's very cool is his outfit. He's got this white coat with long pointy red collar. Underneath he wears a blue uniform and red and white striped pantaloons. Here's the bottom of his wooden stand. I don't read Polish, but I can see the date is October 12, 1980. Italian costume dolls are beautiful and easy to find. If they don't have the tags, they're sometimes misidentified as Lenci dolls because they have a similar look. This one by Magis Roma represents Milano. Here's the tag on the hem of her dress. She carries a basket with a white goose or duck in it. Usually the duck is yellow. She's 9 inches tall, including the plastic hair ornament. She was also made in a larger size with 2 yellow ducks in the basket. The one I saw had a scarf over her head instead of the hair ornament. This beautiful lady from the Philippines is made of composition with embedded glass eyes. I think she's pretty old, probably before World War II. Here's the label on her dress. You can see her hair better here. It's very coarse. Here are 3 Baitz dolls from Austria. They have painted plastic heads and felt-covered bodies. They're usually found in flowered boxes with solid fronts, not the cellophane window. I think these must be later. They're dressed to represent different regions of Northern Europe. Here's the girl with the long braids. I love the faces on these dolls. The back of the tag tells what region they represent. The boy doll represents the state of Hesse in Germany. This girl has her braids wound around her head. She represents Marburg, the capital of Hesse. These 3 have beautiful smiling faces, but most Baitz dolls have a whistling mouth. Here's a boy of that type. This pretty girl represents Sweden. This African cloth lady doll has embroidered features with very large eyes and looped yarn hair. Her dress is very colorful. She carries her baby on her back. The tag on her leg says she was made by Serrv International. I like her face. These are Jay of Ireland character dolls. This is the medium size. The ladies are 7.5 inches tall and the man is a bit taller. They also made dolls in an 11-inch size and a 5.5-inch size. They have heads of plaster or composition with hand-painted faces and felt arms and legs. Each one has a tag describing their costume. The Donegal woman represents an older lady with gray hair. She wears a bright green skirt and a long black shawl. Here's a close-up. The Aran fisherman has a wool knit sweater and cap. Here's his face. This is the Sligo woman of 1830. She holds up her green woolen skirt to show off her colorful petticoat. The dolls are attached to wooden bases, making them easy to display. They're tagged inside the costume. Here's a couple of carved wooden dolls from Korea. The taller man is about 5.5 inches tall and carries a straw basket in a wooden frame on his back. Here's the back side. And a better look at his face. He has a label on the bottom of his base from the House of Korean Arts. The smaller guy is just a couple of inches tall. He's very similar in design, but instead of a basket, he carries some kind of tool. You can see it better from the side. He doesn't have the label that the bigger doll does, but was obviously made by the same people. This handmade doll was made by Inupiaq artist Lillian Tetpon, also known as Lillian Hanaka, a native of Mary's Igloo, Alaska. She lived from 1940 to 2017. The doll has a leather face and legs, woven cloth body trimmed with both real fur and faux fur. She measures 6 inches tall and is made in a seated position. She has her original hang tag, which bears the Authentic Native Handicraft from Alaska label. Here's another Alaskan doll. This one is made of sealskin with a wool felt face with embroidered facial features and hair. Her baby has beaded features and decoration. The sealskin coat is stiff, but the fur is very smooth. Just beautifully made. I sent some photos to the Alaska Native Heritage Center, and they told me she was made by an Inuit artist. Here are 3 Peggy Nisbet dolls made in England. They're made of plastic or possibly hard vinyl. This little girl is a Scottish dancer. Most of the dolls are just standing straight up, but she has a cute pose. Her shoes and laces are painted on. She has a sweet face. This one is Lady Castlemaine. Peggy Nisbet made a lot of royal and historical dolls. Here's a better look at her. The dolls all have a wrist tag like this. Inside Lady Castlemaine's tag, it tells more about her. This is the Guardsman. He has a tall, furry hat and carries a rifle with bayonet. The back of his outfit has nice detail too. After I got the first one, I found another Guardsman. You can see their faces are a little different. Some of the details of their costumes are different too. I think the one on the left must be a later doll because the construction was simplified a little. I'm not sure if this little hard plastic doll is meant to be a soldier or a policeman. The patch on his left arm says Fiji. His wrist tag says, "I am a Rogark doll, made in Great Britain." On the reverse it has the name of the town where the company is located, which I'm not going to try to pronounce, in North Wales. This cloth doll is Hawaiian. She has yarn hair and a printed face. Here's her tag. Here's another one from Hawaii, a Maka doll. I've seen others of these and they all wear very colorful dresses. I've read they're from the 1950s. Here's the back side. Her face is molded from tapa mache, like paper mache, except that tapa is the bark of the paper mulberry tree which grows in the Pacific Islands. Her tag explains a little more about her. If you look under the skirt, you can see that her body is just a stump with no legs. Her arms are plastic. She has a label under the base. These are Slieve Bawn dolls made in Ireland. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They're made of felt. The man is obviously a fisherman with his net and fish and sweater. If I turn him around, you can see the label on the back of his pants leg. The lady carries a basket with a felt hen and 2 chicks. Their faces are very simply done, with circles of felt for eyes and mouth and nostrils drawn on with pink cheeks. I want to show you a couple of early dolls by Norwegian doll maker Ronnaug Petterssen. The woodsman carries his axe and has a bundle of sticks on his back. He carries a walking stick too. The tiny hand-knitted mittens I don't think were original to him. I think they were other souvenirs of the trip to Norway, along with the tiny skis, that were put together with him by the person who bought him originally. The second one is a Sami doll. The Sami are the indigenous reindeer herding people from northern Scandinavia. The 4-cornered hat he's wearing is called a 4 winds hat. His jacket is real fur. You can see he's got the mittens and the tiny skis too. He's also got a leather sheath for a knife, but the knife is missing. Here's a better look at his face, which has a little bit of needle sculpting and hand-painted features. Oh, I wanted to show you the original tag on the Woodsman doll. The tag is foil and held on with thin wire. It's hard to see because of the light reflection, but it has her signature printed on. And here's the other side. I believe these dolls are from the 1930s. Here are a couple of Chinese opera dolls. These can be identified by their long, skinny fingers. I think their heads are composition. The man has a little bit of damage to his face. His costume has beautiful embroidery and is trimmed with real fur. Check out the shoes. The lady's outfit is also embroidered and fur trimmed. Her shoes are a little different. I think their legs are wooden. She has a beautiful face. This doll from the Soviet Union has a molded face covered with stockinette and painted. He's got round, flat hands and carved wooden boots. He has a cloth label sewn to his back. He represents the Ukraine. Travel dolls aren't always easy to date, but the Soviet Union tag means he was made before 1991. Another doll from that part of the world. This handmade Russian folk doll is cloth with a painted face. Her costume is made with lots of different fabrics and trims. She has a paper hang tag that says she's part of the Russian Museum collection, but she was imported by a company in San Diego, so she's not actually a souvenir of somebody's trip to Russia. She has a cloth tag inside the dress, and a third tag attached to her leg. Her hair is yarn and ribbon braided together. I've seen this on other Russian dolls too. I wonder if Russian women actually braid ribbon into their hair like that. Well, thanks for joining me today. If you'd like to be notified when I have new videos posted, click on the subscribe button and the little bell icon. See you next time.